Thank you.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about functions and module and packages. Okay, my voice is clear to you. If it's so, please say yes or no so that we can go ahead.
Yes, clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So basically, can you tell me what is functions? Okay, so it's a collection of statement. Basically, functions helps to give you a good clarity, and you can say that we can reuse. We don't need to recode again and again similar kind of things. Just like if I have a you can say that if I have a function of a login or logout or registration, what I have, so in that if I have a similar kind of domain coming in my program or in my whole kind of project, just like a real estate portal, similar kind of registration. If I want to do, if I want to do in e-commerce websites, so I don't need to recode again that kind of registration code. It is already mentioned in my function that it's a registration code. So what I will do, I will just import that file and use that registration function. That's it. Okay, I will show you how, but I am not going to code in this registration. I'm just giving you example how function works. Okay, so in this the good several reasons where we are going to use functions, and functions are useful. That is reusability. Abstractions means if you want to create many kind of project, same kind of class, but you want to customize through the help of functions, just like I'm showing you. Okay, so yes.
Harsh, any example function? Is it just a piece of code where we basically get our task executed, or is it activity, or is it really some kind of you know, is it just a code, simple code which performs some function?
No, no, I am, see the apps you are talking about abstraction, right?
Yeah,
So basically, the abstraction is if you have just like a you have a tire, okay?
right.
This is your tire. I'm giving example how car works, okay? Or
Very good.
we can say that
Thank you.
we are going with a CPU, simpler CPU. Today I just assemble my CPU, so I am going to take you example of CPU, okay? So this is my CPU, just like I am not declaring this. This is my RAM, okay? Now this is my graphic card, okay? Yeah. Here is your motherboard, which is main part, and there is so many of things like CD, ROM, and everything. Okay, and there is a power. So I'm not going to consider, but you can consider it. So what I'm going to do is this is my processor. Okay. Now, if you talk about this RAM, graphic card, processor, then I need to connect with each other, right? Through the help of functions, I am making one class, the name that class, that is my CPU. Sorry, this is my CPU. Okay, and this is whole thing known as abstraction. Okay, this whole thing known as abstraction. How? I am going to tell you. See, this is a RAM, this is a graphic card, this is processor, and this whole group of thing known as CPU. Okay, so this have another kind of functions, and in that functions, it's a class. This is my first class, that is a RAM. In that graphic card, there are so many of bit of functions, and if I combine with each other, that is a graphic card. That this is a second class. And now this is a third class. These are objects. Okay, and when I'm combining these three things, it is going to become a CPU. That is my main file or project. Okay, so that's how abstraction work. Means you are taking a individual objects and combining with each other and becomes a one your one object. Not a one object. It's your one entire project. Okay. So that is known as abstraction. In this, you have any doubt? What is abstraction? Shall I move ahead?
In abstraction, how function works?
Okay, in abstraction, just like see, it's a when I'm going to give you examples, and when I will going to give you a class sessions about classes, so then I will know you how abstraction works. But in brief, you can understand the thing that this is my RAM, right? In
Mhm.
that RAM, there is one your chip, and your second chip, your third chip, your fourth chip. Different chips have different functions. Okay, and one and classes will be remain same. That is my RAM. In that file of RAM, I am making a class of that RAM, and in that RAM there are save many chips are there. Okay, chip number 1, chip number 2, chip number 3, that my functions. Because every chip going to work means different kind of functions. Just like graphic card, in graphic card you are using, there are two fans, okay, or three fans, how many fans you have and what kind of model you have depends upon what kind of functions there are in. Okay, just like in
Agree.
graphic. Yeah.
Agree. But this is all functions are done by operating system, right? Because it's a low level language. So RAMs, all these functionality being achieved. If I go through this example, so my question is, in Python,
Hmm.
what's the definition of function?
You can say that function, see, in functions, you are just creating or doing a means it's a collection of statements. Just
Okay,
I written you. It's
I
a
see.
collection of statement where we are just making a group of that statement, and that is known as functions. And that function gives you a program, certain programs where you can reuse that code in your another project or file. You don't
Got it.
need to recode your program. Okay,
So can I say my operators are functions? Like if I add two numbers, I use operations, right? Plus, minus, subtraction, right?
that
So
is that is a function. If you are creating a function, I will give you example. But yes, that is also a function if you are creating your own functions, just like giving a parameter a plus b. Now
mhm.
that's a function, but you are giving just a syntax which is addition, subtraction, or multiplication. That is comes under your operators. So
I
both are
got it.
different things. Okay.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. We go through more when you go to the CLI. Sure,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. If you have any question about functions, very important concept what Harsh is giving to us. So feel free to ask, particularly if you don't know. Just raise your hand and ask questions so we can go next. Because concept, understand the concept, then the rest is all hands on. Right? Okay, carry
Now
on, carry on.
Now,
Still not
now
trying.
there is a vending machine example, okay, which is very common, and it is very easy to understand how function works. Okay, just like I give you an example of CPU, okay, central processing unit, but in vendor machine, what is going on is whatever kind of vendor machine you have, just like if you have a vending machine of your cold drink or drinks or any kind of tickets, newspaper, which is automatically works when you travel with metro. What you will do, you just enter, you just click on where you want to go. Okay, then there certain some certain amounts tell you about through the help of vending machine. and then you just pay through the help of online payment, or if there is no online payment, so you will put some cash or coins, whatever you have a currency, you will just input it out and you will get your output. Okay, means your ticket to enter, or your drinks, similar kind of drinks, uh, then your newspaper, anything which is vending machine, means automatic machine there. So whatever you want, it you will get through the just functions. Okay, so when I'm putting some kind of input there, it gives you an output. Okay, but when you putting that input, there is some central process. Okay, just like when you give any kind of input, there's an input, sorry, there's your input. Okay, there is your input, and that's your output. Okay, and in between, what is going on, there is some kind of algorithm. Okay, so that algorithm have collection of statement, and that collection of statement known as your functions. Okay, just like you input your any kind of where you want to go, from current location to your drop location, you enter your input. Okay, now there will be some process like a to b, some kind of parameter, and according to that you will get an output. Okay, so there is a collection of statement, there is your input and there is your output. Got it? So that's how vending machine is working here. In this, you have any doubt, or shall I move ahead?
In this example, what is the function?
A function, kind of anything xyz, just like if I want need a ticket of just okay, if I need a
If
flight
I
ticket.
press the button, right, when I
Yeah,
give the
if you are
money,
pressing button,
yeah,
if you pressing button any kind of x y z z or
right.
a plus b. Okay, so
Is
that
that the function?
20, sorry,
Is that the function?
yeah, if
I
I
key
am
in the
giving
money in the vending machine. I key in the money. Then I have a choice, right? Which I select cookies, cupcake, whatever I want to make it, right? Selection, and I press hit a button. That is function, and I get output with my cookies. So pressing the button, is it a function?
yeah, it is
Ah,
a function. Of course it
okay.
is a function,
Yeah.
and that is a main collection of statements where you are just giving a input, or if you are giving a input any kind of automatic machine, not a vending
Mm-hmm.
machine,
Mm-hmm.
just like if you are chat with your chatbots through the
Uh-huh.
help of UI, that is another level of advanced level of functions. But yes, chatbot is also known as, because we are using daily to daily routine. Just like if I want to cancel my order, so I will just press one button, cancel my order, it will gives you an output. So that is also an function, right? So
Got it. Got it.
so
So I
that is a
turn on
function.
my computer. So in this, can I give this example? I turn on my MacBook or computer like that, the power button. So that is as like a function, and now it will give me output screen like the display.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get you. Can you repeat it once
I'm
again,
saying,
please?
so let's see, like when we turn on our machine, our computers, right?
Yes, yes.
So that is also like an example of function. So we give an instruction to turn on, then that give us display. That is like our output.
Yeah, that is also a
Yeah.
function when you just putting pressing a button on your CPU or any kind of
Yeah.
power button. So
Yeah.
then it will automatically on your machine, right? Whatever you are doing through the help of input and output, that is obviously a function, and in that process, it's a statement. Okay, so you can go in hardware or either your software, doesn't matter. Function is function.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
giving some kind
So
of a statement, you will get an output. And in that process, you are just putting a statement. It's through the help of programming or through the help of wiring. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Harsh, our main idea is here data and Python. So by go literally meaning a function, of course we can say that. But when you show the CLI, I think that will be clear.
Yeah, I will give you. I am just giving you a theory basis, then I will going to practical basis. I am also worrying about my practical things, so
Yeah.
just give me a minute.
Please give examples about more on data side, on Python side, because this is more on infrastructure. So
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
students, I'm getting ready them for the data side. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they have
Isha.
examples of data, that would be great. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
Harsh.
Isha. Just give me a some time.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah,
Take your
yeah.
time. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a types of function. Basically, there are three types of function, that is built-in function, modules, and user-defined. Okay. First of all, we'll use clean built-in functions. Then we'll check it out. User-defined means we'll go in a structure of both three ways. Okay. So let's get started with functions, and module and packages we'll talk about when I'm going to talk about modules. Okay. So let's get started now. So here's my PyCharm. Okay, so today is our session number 5. So here I will open my session number 5 here. Today is week number 3. So I already make it out this folder here. Okay, so here is my new file. File is index.py, or I will say that function intro. So I will write func intro. Okay. Now in this, what I will do, first of all, we'll see about how function will declare in Python. So basic syntax will shown like this here. So it's a def, it's a definition of function, and here is my function name. Okay, and here comes up with parameters, and here is your indentation, and now your statements or codes will be here, and you need to return some kind of value in function. Whatever function you build it out, you need to kind of return your value. Okay, we'll talk about it, don't worry, but this is a syntax. Let's check it out how this will work. Okay, see, if I am declaring one greet, and here I will write return, and I will write it here hello in the string. Okay, because I don't have any variable. If I will declare a variable, so I can just return my variable. Okay, here I will print it out my greet here. How this will work. So one second. Okay, this is not showing anything because I need to print this, or I need to put it out some kind of object, but I am printing out directly here. Now, if I am just declaring my function in that is greet, so it's give me output a hello. Okay. See, if I don't return here, you can say that if I will just print this number directly and I will write hello, just check it out what will happen. Here the statement comes, the value returns none. Okay, none means this function will not moving to the other file or project. Okay, because there is a none object. I didn't return anything here, so that's why I need to return some value instead of writing here or print directly. Okay, so in this journey doubt, basic syntax, shall I move ahead?
I'm not still clear, Harsh. What is
Okay,
function?
uh Okay.
If you go on the top define function, right? If you hit define function, you see a list of functions come in.
Irshad, if shall I go directly into deep if you don't mind?
Not deep, just basic understanding of function. Don't go
Yeah,
deep.
yeah. If I don't tell this, so anyone don't know how to declare and how to define this function.
Guys,
So I
everybody, guys, do you understand what function is? I'm asking basic question.
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
Yes.
Ali, do you
Yes.
understand?
No, I'm.
Okay.
What is the reason behind that function? Like what? Like in Python specifically.
okay. Just give me a second. Here, if I want to declare my name and everything and reuse again and again, so what I will do, I will just declare my details. Okay.
See here. Yeah, these are all functions, right? Means get date.
Oh,
So here I will write name, that is Harsh, and you can see that my designation, that is a developer, and here I will return a value, that is name and my designation. Okay. Now I don't need to recode this again and again. Once I code, I can just perform through the help of object name. How? If I will just say that, tell me the person name and details. Okay. So I can easily just put it this function get details anytime and print this person name. Okay. Now the thing is, see, here is a Harsh and developer. Even I didn't give any parameters because I need to show you how arguments will work and the parameters will work. Just give me a time. But this is a
Okay,
function.
got it. Got it.
Now,
Just carry on.
yeah.
My folks knows, so it's okay. Yeah, good. I know, but I was asking on there before. Pretty much everybody are familiar with that. I think it's okay. Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
Okay. So here is here the thing is, if I am putting get details here, okay, so I can put it this in variable, but I will show you. But I am going in flow. Now I can go in a flow. If you got understand how function will work. Hello.
Yes, I'm clear, but I think everybody.
yeah.
Yes, you can move
Okay,
on.
good, Ali. Yeah, can move. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in function, if I am returning a value and if I already greet. Okay. Now what I will do, instead of greet, I will write a name. Okay. Under this is my parameter. I will pass some argument, check it out how it will work, and I will return some kind of value that in a format. Okay. So format will work like this, and I need to write it down my format here, and after that I will call hello, and in that hello I will put some kind of variable name. Okay. Now print beat, and I will say that just like Sumit or any name here. Okay. Now when I will run this code, you can say that it's hello Sumit. Now I don't need to write it down again. What I will do, I will just declare this code again like okay, a equals to, or you can say that person name equals to person name equals to, and I will call it out just like greet, and here I will write Shad. Sorry if I spell it wrong, and print this person name. Now you can check it out how this will work. Hello Irshad. So I don't need to write it down again and again. Okay. So I hope you cleared how this will work. You don't need to write it down again and again, and you can just passes your argument. Okay.
I have one question.
Yep.
Okay.
For example, if we do not assign a variable to print, for example, if we do not use person name and we just again print, use the statement print read, and
Hmm.
in brackets we write Irshad.
Hmm.
Will it not work?
Sorry. Experimental things. Okay. Tell me again.
Uh, write print read. Yeah,
Okay.
instead of Sumit, write Irshad, for example.
Hmm.
No, do not write it, override it. You can, write a new statement, because I want to
Okay.
test that if we are just
Va-
using that
Vasik,
same function.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Vasik. Okay, actually, the things related to brainstorming, right? We can, if you have the by chance, just do the brainstorming, because see, in the middle of the concept, we'll forget what we have already done. Just hold on for a while. We will do it. So, Irshad, to your point, I was going through the group messages from data perspective. I just wanted to give the clear concept of function from the data perspective. So let's, you guys already
Sumit,
who were part of
Sumit, we can
bootcamp
talk
one.
offline. Let
Okay,
Sumit,
okay,
let
sure.
Harsh goes the way
Okay,
he's
okay,
going.
sure.
Don't interrupt him. Please talk to me
Okay,
offline. Yeah.
okay,
Let Vasik
okay, okay, sure.
complete his question. He asked the question. Yeah. Vasik, you can clear this thing, and Harsh, you can keep running on. I can talk to Sumit offline.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here is one more. See, there is a two more concept, that is variable length arguments and variable keyword length arguments. Okay. First of all, understand the concept. Then you will get to know everything about function. Function is not that much of tough. It is simple to understand, but first of all, we need to take a step by step. Okay. So here is a variable length arguments and keyword arguments. So what is variable length arguments? Let's suppose I need to uh, declare or mention some kind of arguments. Okay. Here I am going to use inbuilt function that is the name of sum. Okay. So here if I will mention function that is some values, and in that values I will mention arguments, args. Okay. Please aware about this, because when we are going to uh, iterate our functions, sorry, files, through the help, when we are going to use a data analysis, so we are going to use this args, that is arguments, variable length arguments. I'm declaring here variable length arguments. Okay. Known as variable length arguments when it comes to star args. Anyone ask you what is variable length argument, you can simply say that when we are just iterating in under the same kind of function, so that is known as it variable length arguments. Okay. So give you one example here. Here is my return sum, and there is my arguments. Okay. Now I'm going to print it down here, some values. Under this values I will write it down like 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. Okay. Now what will happen, I will print this. It gives me a 15. You can calculate it out like 1 plus 2 3 3 plus 3 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay. So whatever argument I need to pass at once, I can just put it out. Means you can say that I am just putting my same type of variables, okay, at once. I don't need to pass my so many of parameters. If just like if I want to, if I am not going to use this, variable length argument. So what I need to do, I will just do like this, that some values, and then this is my first parameter, this is my second parameter, and I will return under this sum, and I will just write a plus b, okay, and I will print this, and then after this print I will write sum, and any questions you have?
Yes, I have a question.
Yep.
Is it incorrect to put print after the return statement instead of when you're calling the function?
Mm,
So you know how you're saying return the sum? If you wrote return print sum, is that incorrect? And then you just called like the sum without putting print. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you put print inside the function rather than outside it, is that incorrect?
you are telling me that if I am putting these functions inside the functions here,
Yeah, after return, if I just
yep,
did print sum a plus b, yeah.
yes,
And then when I called the function, I just did some values without saying print anything, you know?
okay, so okay, I am giving you one more example.
Okay.
See, this is my sum, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are so many of argument I am passing under the one parameter. Okay. Now here, if I am not going to use this variable length, I need to pass individual variables. Got my point? It's sorry, individual parameters. Okay. Under this parameters, I am just declaring out how sum will work out under this sum. Okay, so when I will just pass my thing like print, uh, give me a second. So here, sorry, 2.5. It is not object here. Just what I'm doing here. Some C, sorry, some values. What I'm doing here. And here is my sum a plus b. This is my a and b. It's not going to work. Return 1 second. Is my value number a, that is 6 and 8. Okay. Now when I'm just calling this out, it gives me integer. Object is not iterable. 1 second. I'm doing something wrong here. So here you don't need to pass any kind of function. You are just, because I am using function, inbuilt function under the a plus b. That's why it's not working, because it's an inbuilt function. See, the mistake is I have a habit of using sum instead of using operator, so that's why it's going a mistake. So here, if I'm using this under sum under a plus b, so obviously it will give me a gives me a error. Okay, so inbuilt function under the function I am using it. That's why it gives me error. So don't mind. Okay, so here is a function, some values, and I need to, what I'm doing here, I can just pass one variable, individual variable. Okay, and if I want to pass another c, so I need to pass one more variable, that is 10, one more argument, that is 10. Okay, so this is my parameter, and this is my arguments here which I am passing here. Okay, so here if I am using a plus b plus c, okay, So here some value 6 plus 8 plus 10, it is coming out. But what I'm doing in variable length, here is my star args, that is multiply args, that is my variable length arguments. Same kind of thing in same kind of function. If I want to using there are so many of argument, if I want to pass my argument same kind of argument, so I can use args. Don't need to put it my same kind of parameters here. Okay, so I hope you got it my work. Now you can ask question. What you have a question?
About the arguments, the first one.
Yes, about the
When
arguments.
you
Yes,
put an asterisk before it, does that mean like you have like unlimited amount of input you could put in the definition? I'm not the definition, the function.
yes,
Okay.
unlimited, unlimited kind of argument you are passing, but same kind of data type. Remark my word. Okay, it depends upon when we go in advanced. So there is a variable length. Variable length means you are passing same kind of data type. Okay, but in that same kind of data type you can pass unlimited kind of uh, arguments here, because this is my parameter, and in this parameter I can pass it out unlimited kind of parameters. Okay, got it?
Harsh, I have a question.
Yes,
In the second last written a plus b plus c,
yes,
can you write it as a comma b comma c?
yes.
Can you run it as
Sorry, I don't didn't understand what you told me.
I am saying that in the second row, second last row, written a plus b plus c,
Yes.
changes it into a comma b comma c.
Okay, so it will a comma b comma c, right? So you want to just like that, a comma b comma c. Nothing will happen
No, no,
because you need.
in the return function, in the return function,
Yes,
a comma
a comma b
yes,
comma c.
yes.
Okay, now you are just writing down 3, 4, and 5 here. You will got it out 3, 4, and 5. Nothing will come. There is a 3, 4, and 5. Don't go with this. It's a 15 there. 3, 4, and 5. That's it. If you are not putting anything, if you are not going to give any kind of statement, so it will give you that kind of statement, return that kind of statement only. If you are returning 3, 4, and 5, so it will return you a, b, and c. That's it. Nothing will happen. Got it?
If
Yes.
Okay, if I
if you
am
write,
going,
oh, you can run it.
if I am write nothing, so it will give me that you need to pass any kind of things because it's missing. So you need to pass something. Okay, when you are returning, and if you don't return anything, then also it gives you an some kind of error. You need to pass anything. Got it? Shall I move ahead now?
Yes.
Okay.
If we, for example, write sum of a b c, like sum of a comma b comma c, then it works.
Sum of a comma b comma c, just like that you are typing me. Yeah, it will
Yes.
3, 4, 5. No, it will not work because you need to. Sorry. See, if you are summing the things like 3, a, b, and c, you need to pass two arguments only. 1 second. Mm. Okay. It will work with. Okay, it will work with this. You need to pass some kind of variable length argument when you are using sum. Okay, so that's the thing. When you are printing directly 4 and 5, and and still you are giving a 4 and 5 here. Okay, then also it gives you an argument. Then also gives you an error. Okay, and when you putting this directly under this sum here, then also it gives you an error because it's a inbuilt function.
Is it
Checking an
because
integer.
we cannot use inbuilt function within n function, or is it another reason?
Yeah, there is must be another reason. Because I guess 1 second. I am solving this issue here.
Or you are importing a library, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you need to put it out f sum here. I guess it will gives you an. Okay, I will check it out this. Just go with the flow here. Okay, I will check it out. What is the main reason behind this? Don't worry about this. Just give me 15 minutes. I will just check it out. What is the main reason why this sum is not working here? Okay, I guess I'm missing some kind of thing. So I will check it out. Just go with the flow because end of the day we need to cover this out. Then we'll move it out. Okay.
Sure, you can move on.
Yeah. So
Serge, could you
here
please
one
check
more
the
topic.
chat? I have a question. My question's still not answered yet because so I wrote down two different ways to write the same function in the chat. If you could pull that up. I usually I write it the first way, so I'm just asking like is that wrong to define a function that way where I put print inside the function itself?
Okay, you are putting this. You are telling me
Yeah.
this written. Yeah, this is you are doing wrong. The answer is when you are doing printing. See, printing means you are just directly saying in terminal, but when you are working with some kind of function and your some kind of technology. For example, if you're working some kind of data, okay, like Excel, PDF, or any other kind of format, this function will not work under this. Okay, so it will just directly print if you are giving under the document. So this is not a right way to do.
Okay,
You
so
need,
it'll print something, but it won't save the value, right?
yeah, this is a right way. This is not a right way.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
this
Thanks.
is, yeah, this is not a good way. Okay, so moving ahead now. So here, if see, there is one more thing that is a variable length keyword argument. First of all, we understood that how variable length argument works. Okay, now I am going to work with variable length keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand it seems like this. K AWARGS. Okay, when this keyword comes in front of you, when this keyword comes under in front of you, so don't hesitate to understand that you can perform in a iterate in a advanced level. For example, there is my function and printing some kind of details. Okay, here is my detail here, and you need to put it some double multiplication, then keyword arguments, and after that you need to print it out, format here. Okay. What format works? Format works like this. You can put it some kind of strings under the format here. Okay, but I need to pass some kind of object. So the syntax is when you want to put your object and your string and your value, so you need to work with format here. Okay, so write it down format, and in this format you will work with key. Okay, and under this key we are passing our value here. Okay, but in under the loop we are using under the loop. So here for key and value we are passing in keywords argument dot items here, and put it some indent here. There's a tab, and now what will happen, you can pass it your things under the loop in dot details, name equals to Harsh, and designation you can pass anything. Designation it can be developer, and if you want to pass another key and value you can pass it out, just like I did one mistake, that is instead of print dot I need to pass my function here. Yeah. Now I can pass my qualification. Okay, so this is how I work it out. Now I will just, you can see its key and value. What I'm doing here, I'm playing with variable length keywords argument. I can pass anything. Okay, so this will help when you want to give your key and values in data under the data structures in a Excel sheet or PDF. Okay, got it? In this, do you have any doubt?
The two stars before keyword arguments is the part of syntax, right?
Yeah. About this, if you are not going to use this, it will gives you an error. Okay.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
So what does the two asterisk mean?
This two is star means multiplications means you are asking about. It means you are iterating your keywords. Okay. Means iteration in your key and words, that is main syntax. So basically that's how it works with.
So if you add, for example, in the print details, if you add name, another designation, and another qualification, it will
Mhm.
still print.
Yeah, it will still print, just like if I will ask print detail, but you need to give some object here, just like a and b. Okay, without this it will not mention your which kind of data or which kind of database you are talking about, just like kl, and if I am knowing my location, that is India, and what I will do, I will, if I will move like this, so it gives me name, designation, developer, qualification, name, KL, location. It will repeat it again and again. Instead of this, pass clear statements what you are talking about. Okay. So B equals to, now print B. It will be object here. Okay, 1 second. It will automatically add your things, just like if you're working with key and values, it will directly work with your Hirsch, just like Hirsch developer data science. Now if I will pass it like, so it will combine my things. Okay, so it's a behavior of this keywords, but you need to, if you want to build another, just like name and location, you need to build another one. Okay, it's like one detail, and now you need to make another keyword argument, keywords argument. This helps you the length. Okay, single length means this is your single argument, this is your iterated argument. Okay, so this tells you about length. And when you are working with any kind of key and value in keywords dot items, so you need to build another kind of key and value, you can build it out. Okay, value. Now if you are coming with one detail, so it will gives you another one. 1 second. Okay, now there is another kind of difference. So when I'm calling this, so it gives me a name and location, and it will not combine with another one. Okay, so that's the difference. I hope you cleared it out. Hello.
Yes, it is clear. It is clear.
Is there a reason why you didn't use the return statement?
We can use a return statement here. In return statement, if I'm using like this, now you are passing and playing with your objects here. 1 second. Yeah, that's only a reason. I want to give you an example of this. So here you can just write your return, and it will give you an nothing. Now when you're going to print with this, print a object here, it will give you a name Harsh. Okay, but the thing is, it will not going to pass your arguments, so it will work in open. Okay, it will give you an only one argument, and it will shows you one argument. So you need to pass like what kind of you require. A dot name, should come of none type of argument. 1 second. Okay, when you are going to pass this, okay, it is just giving you another kind of thing, just like, let me show you. Okay, when you are just telling that pass and return a, okay, then it will return a. Now okay, it gives me an first argument only if I am returning this, instead of returning a whole print here. So yes, It is just coming up with multiple of arguments.
I think brackets are missing.
Yep.
After print, brackets are missing.
Yeah, I missed this. So it will work like this. Okay. So you need to work with open data and documents because it gives you a directly approach to work with many and unlimited kind of data and data structures. I hope you cleared it out with this.
Yeah, so the return statement, it only returns one value at a time?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But if I will work with data, so I need to play with formats. So it will works another kind of behavior. I will show you when we'll do with when we'll play with the multi-dimension arrays in NumPy because it is mainly work with data and database. So it is very main important thing when we are working with data. So yes, you can uh, consider this as an behavior. We are working as an Excel sheet, so it will work like this. But we are going to return, and it will return many values. I will show you how in when in move into NumPy sessions. Okay, shall I move ahead now?
Yes.
Okay, so 1 second. Okay, there is a outer function and inner function. Okay, so how it will work? Just like inner loop and outer loop, there is a function also outer loop and inner loop. So here's a function, outer function, and here is your inner function. Okay. So before that, if I will consider this in return something like inner function here, inner function. Okay. Now I am going to return outer function here, but I will tell this return my inner function here. Why? I will tell you. Just give me a second. Now I will print it out outer function. Okay. Here, if I will run this code, you can see that it will return my inner function. Like this only, I will give you one example that is a factorial. Okay. So under this factorial, I will give n here, that is a one argument. If n equals to 1, sorry, 0, okay, so it will return 1, and I'm going to return n into factorial n minus 1. That is a formula. Okay, you can consider it as anything. Now factorial 5. Yeah. See what I did here, I am just using outer function and inner functions. So if I am putting my condition also, so that is considered as a function only. Okay, any kind of statement which I am using in this function, it is considered as an function only. Okay, that is a main statements, collection of statements. Okay, so that is a recursive. This is my recursive function, and this is my inner function inside a function. But somehow statements are different, but behaviors are same. This is a conditional statement, and this is a inner function here. That's only a difference. Got my point? Hello. If I will work, so it will give me factorial, that is of 120. Okay. So in this, do you have any doubt in function inside a function or recursive function? Hello.
You have written n into factorial of n minus 1.
Yes, it's a
That
formula.
is, yeah, it's a formula, I know, but how is Python calculating it? Is it some sort of inner built-in function that is calculating it? Like how?
No, there is no building function. I created this formula. Means I mentioned their formula. I didn't created this formula. I just mentioned this formula under this function. See, there is a function in this factorial. There is a n. Okay. I just give a argument. You can pass it out I, K, L, anything. Okay. There should be a one good parameter name. That is whatever value I will give. Okay. User will give. This is a user value. Okay. This is a user value, and this user value should be equals to 0, and it should be return 1, which is a main formula. And now return will be like this. Whatever answer will come according to this, if the user value equals to 0, this is the user value. Okay, user value equals to 0 means we are just taking a condition. If it is return 1, okay, so put it here L. So that should be after coming L minus 1. Okay, and that's a formula.
No, I mean, for example, yeah, I got that point that if L is equal to zero, it should return one because anything zero factorial is one. But
Yes.
uh, but in the else condition, you have used L into factorial of L minus one. So
This is
how?
a directly return. See,
Yeah,
if I will,
yeah. I'm talking about the else condition.
there is no else condition.
Like
There
the condition if
you want to put
L is
else.
not equal to zero.
Hmm?
If L is not equal to zero, you are then calculating.
I'm not calculating anything. It will directly gives you an factorial number.
That
Else,
I'm asking how it like calculates factorial by just writing factorial.
uh, I will come to the point.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a package name that is math. I will give you an that idea. Okay. So this is function made by and putting a formula bias. Okay, and this argument passes by 5, so it gives me an 120. Okay, now coming up to the lambda function. But in this, you have any doubt in recursive function where we are just passing our conditions, and in that condition also we are returning our values. In this, do you have any doubt?
No, I have no doubt.
Okay, anyone have in recursive function here doubt? Inside function and recursive function. This do any doubt? Hello.
Can you talk about the factorial thing?
Okay. There is a math part. I need to import math. Then there is a function that is factorial. I will talk about when we move into modules and packages. But first of all, I need to complete my anomalous function also, filter functions also, mapping also. So that is important in function. If you don't know about this, so we can't work with data. Okay. So shall I move ahead?
Yes, Moin, you can think of it's mathematics factorials. Remember, we study in math, so it's a function from there. He's calling math library. I'll
So
get you
here,
more detail now, friend. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. How did he write it by himself? Because I imported the math and then I had to write math dot factorial and I had to put the number. How did he do that without the
Yeah.
recallings of math?
I'll show him the syntax. We import the library, right? Math library. So math dot whatever you just did. He has that question, I guess.
just give me 10 to 15 minutes. I will give you some
Okay, sure,
yeah.
sure, sir. Take.
So here is a filter with, so there is a function that is lambda. Okay, lambda function. So under this lambda function, we can calculate or we can give us, you can consider as in single hand function, okay, or single line function. You don't need to pass so many of parameters. You can just say, right, if you want to give some kind of square or some kind of single digit argument under one line, you can pass it like this, okay, and int square, that is your 5, okay. Whenever you are going to print this, it will give you 25. Else you can give one more parameter, that is v, and here you can give a multiplication, so x into v, and when I'm writing here 5 or 8, so it will give me a 40. And here if I am going g, so plus g, so here I will give 7. But there you can't write your algorithm just like if there's some kind of condition like v equals to a equals to b, okay? So you can't pass it that kind of conditions here and you can't play with it, okay? So that's why it is an anonymous function. Lambda is an anonymous function where you can just pass single statement, and there you can use your multiple parameters and give your multiple arguments. In Lambda, do you have any doubt? Hello, shall I move ahead?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Another one is filter with Lambda. So what filter will work? Just check it out here. Just give me a second. Yeah. So here numbers, just like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, putting under the list, and the variable name is numbers. Here even number is list. Under this list, I'm going to filter through the help of Lambda. Okay. Now if I will call x, under this x lambda x, if there's even or odd, so module by 2 equals to 0, okay, that's basic, means 2, 4, 6, 8, that is your even number, and rest are odd numbers just like 1, 3, 5, that's our odd number, okay. So that's I'm calculating whatever remainder I have got a 0, that is my even number through the help of this, okay. Here I will put numbers, okay. Now here I will print even, it gives me 2 and 4. So if I want to filter something, I can, okay, through the help of filter function, through the help of lambda. So this is a filter with lambda. In this, do you have any doubt how filter will works? Shall I move ahead?
When you declared the function last time, the square function, you wrote square is equal to lambda x pg. But in
Yes,
this case, you didn't write like you just directly wrote nums is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
there's a list. If you, this is I am
Yeah.
explaining you a
Okay.
filter, okay. So
So
what I am saying this,
it's not important to write lambda when you're declaring a lambda function, right? Basically, I'm asking this.
it is important. Even I am working with lambda here. This is also lambda function, okay.
Like I want to say, like when you wrote here, it was lambda x vg.
Yes,
So, is it important that when we are declaring this, like, how did we declare this function? Like,
Okay. Your question is how lambda function works and declaring how we are just declaring a lambda. Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. Give me only one statement, a simple mathematical calculation. Okay. For simple mathematical calculation, I worked this function, right? Under this function, where is my function here? This is my a plus b where I worked. Here I worked with a plus b, right? Just return it out and I just directly declared 4 plus 5, right? I worked like this. But I can give some more statements like if my a equals to 0 else, so give me or print me like this, or I can write else here, right? So return my this and so on this, right? I can declare under this. So I can make my whole calculations here through the help of this syntax. Got my point what I want to say? Under this also I can write my
Okay.
multiple of statements here. Here I am write a multiple statements here, which is a normal function which I am declaring through the help of Python. Okay. Now lambda function, in under this lambda function, I can't give any kind of statements. Okay. But I can give a statement, one statement I can give. So consider this lambda is give you saying you this, don't write whole statements if you have only a if you have a requirement of single kind of statement, just like I have a statement to multiply and addition. Got it? So for this I am not writing whole statement here, right? So consider this, in lambda I just need to write one simple calculation, that is a into b. Okay. Now for this I need to pass some arguments, sorry, parameters here. Okay, this is my formula. Now I need to pass a and b is my parameters, and this is my statement which I am returning here, and this is my parameters which I am passing here. Simply when I am calling any kind of print, okay, so here I will just say it out like lambda multiply multiplies, because there is some inner function, so multiplies my this number. So here I will write 4 and 5. Okay, but still now it's not working. Why? Because I didn't give any kind of name of that function. Lambda function also required a name. Okay, so I will write multiplies in under this lambda.
So basically, we are using lambda instead of def, and normally we are passing the parameters and then writing the expression only.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
I
it.
got it.
But we can't give a collection of statements. Okay, this is just an statement, not a statements. That's it. That's why it is anonymous. Got it? Shall I move ahead now?
Yes, yes, sure.
I
Okay.
have a question.
Yep.
For the after nums of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you put lambda x to the and then you put x percentage. What does the percentage mean in that sense?
First of all, this is not percentage. This is a module. Okay. The models, models, models. What will do? It gives you a reminder. Just like if I am giving a 4 divide by 2. So what will comes? 2 divide by 2 to the 4, right? So your remainder will be 0. Got it? In maths,
So the percentage just means it's a module and it just means return basically.
no, no, no. I'm just giving you a thing. 1 second. Use a pen. See, there is your 4 divide by 2. Okay. So 2 twos are 4, right? And it gives you an 0. So this 0 is your model. Got it? This is divide your remainder. When I require a remainder, its syntax is this. Now you got it. So what I'm saying here, just x what I will just like give a 5, 3, 6, any value which is given by user. It module by 2, okay, means a divide, not a divide, module by 2, and output should be 0. So this remainder should be 0. Divide by 2 and remainder should be 0. Got it?
No, I still don't understand like the idea of it.
Okay. Let's suppose I will give here 1. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just run this code here. It's basically a maths, basic maths it is. Just give me a second. Yeah. So here, if I will run this code, so it gives me a 1, 3, and 5. This is an even number, right? And when it comes to 0, it gives me an odd. Sorry, this is a odd number. Sorry, this is an even number, and that is my odd number. Okay. This you got it. 1, 3, 5. It's an odd number, right? This is you got it. Say yes or no. I will give you an example of this. Don't worry. This will I will give you an example, but this you got it that this is a even or odd. This is a odd number, right?
Yes, yes, I got it. I got it.
Now, if I will write it here, this is comes in even. Sorry, this comes in even. Okay. When you divide, when I'm giving a 2, okay. So how I can divide 2 by 3? Like suppose this is 2 by 3. What outcome will come here? 1, right?
Yeah, 0.666.
Yeah. And remainder will be remainder 0.66 is it's remaining, but if I'm divide by 2 by 3, so 2 ones are 2, it gives me an 1, right? So whatever I am just module means what I am just modulation means whatever reminder I have left, it is my model number. It's my model syntax. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So now what if I just here I will write 3? What will happen? So I'm taking so much of time here, but there's a last concept of global and variable. Just okay, complete this. So what will be like? There is your 3, okay, and there's a 3, and it gives you a 0. So now if I want to calculate this, so it gives me only 3 here, okay, because it's 3. Once a 3, it gives you a 0. That's how it's working. Because 3 only can gives you a 0, and whatever remainder I will got, it gives me an module number, and that is my even or odd number decided by this. Okay. Shall I move ahead now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I am going to give you a one more function, that is a mapping function. Okay, according to you, what is mapping? If I will give numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, so when I am calculate my numbers through the help of for loop, instead of that, I am using a mapping function here. Okay. So when I'm telling this under this list, I am going to map this whole list, and here I will write lambda x, or I can say that x or I, okay, because I into I, okay, that's a square method, and here I will calculate this. This is my list. Please understand this thing because we are going to use this thing many time when I'm going to use my data. So it gives me a 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1 into 1, 2 twos are 4, 3 threes are 9, 4 fours are 16, 5 fives are 25. Okay. I can give so more. Okay. So instead of calculating through the help of for loop, I am just using my map function. Here I am putting my loop, what I want to loop here. Uh, if I want to loop any other thing, so I can write my any other value. Got it? In this, do you have any doubt in mapping function?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Here,
clear.
okay. So here one more function, that is global and local variables. Okay. So what is global and local variables? So here if I'm mentioning here f equals to n. Okay. Now if I will ask print f, so it gives me a 10, right? But what if I will move into uh I will move into show, function name is show here, and I will write f equals to 8. Okay. And I will write print f. So whatever whenever I am printing here, so it should give me an 10 because 10 is my global variable. And when I will call my function, that is show here, so it gives me an 8. Okay. This is clear. Shall I move ahead now? What is global and local?
Uh, can you explain it again? Like, uh,
Okay, let me give you an example. See, this is my f, okay, which is declaring outside the function, but same variable I am using inside the function. Okay, when when I'm calling this printf, so what is showing here? 10, right? When I'm comment this, and let's suppose I will call this function show. Okay, it gives me an 10. Okay, and when I'm calling this printf, it also gives me an 10. Why? Because 10 is global variable. I can use inside whether it's outside, doesn't matter. I already declare outside the function or outside any kind of class. So it gives me a global variable. Okay. When I am declaring inside the function, now it gives me an 8 when I am calling this show. So this is my local variable which counts under the function or classes. Now you got it.
so what if we print it outside the function, like after show, calling show function, it will then print 10, I guess.
Yeah, I already told you that it will print 10. 10. Of course it print 10. See,
No,
if
no. If we do not comment f is equal to 8, then what will happen?
it will give you both values.
I don't think so.
8 and 10 will come up together because f equals to 10 is global and f equals to 8 is your local. So it's a scope. Okay. So this is print f is your global. Okay. And this is a local. See,
So for local variable, you can print it only inside the function, and
yes,
for global, you can print it both inside and outside the function.
yes, it will automatically. No, you don't need to mention global. Once you mention your global,
No.
it will work automatically by default function. You can say that by default, it will work in your functions or your classes if you didn't mention anywhere. Got it? Shall I move ahead now? If you're clear with global and local
Yes,
scope.
yes,
Okay.
it's clear.
Now coming to the modify variable inside a function. Okay. So there is a modify global variable inside a function. Here, if I will mention like x equals to 20 and I will make a one function that is modify. Under this modify, I will ask global, modify global, and here I will write global x. Now, what will happen? It will automatically modify will print x. So it will shows my 5. See, my 5 when I'm calling this modify function, or if when I print this, it will gives me 20. But you need to when you call your but when you are calling print x, okay, when you are printing call when you are calling print x, so it is showing you local. It means you are modifying this 5 and reflecting here when you calling this function. Else, if you are not calling this function, it will automatically call this 20 only because this is a global scope. But you want to global this scope, okay, but by default it is, but by choose you are doing here. Got it? In this, any doubt? Shall I move ahead now?
Yes.
Okay. So here, uh, there is a doc string, which is a main thing, and there's a three more topics. Then we'll discuss about a sum function. That is, I left it out. Okay. So here, square, number, and here I will write this function returns the square number. Okay. Now, what will happen? Return num into num. Print this square dot, and now this is something like function type. So whenever you are calling function type, you need to assign values like this or calling values like this. Underscore underscore doc, then you need to wrap up with underscores only. Okay. When you call this, just check it out. What's the doc type? This functions returns the square. Okay. So one more thing, if you are calling under this triples, this functions. So this is a standard way to call this function. Okay. So here you are just calling your doc type. Okay. So this is a doc strings function. Doc strings. So whenever working with the files and everything, so we're going to use this function here. This is not cleared by this time, but you need to be aware when we are using initialize or doc string or any kind of another type. So this is just represent your type of your file and where you want to with work. Just like it can be your initialize or you if you ever used about your Python, or if you've seen this, so something you'll seen like this, but this is a something like we are going to use with classes and everything. But first of all, do work start with doc. It's a doc type. Okay. Now another one is your pass. So when you want to leave your function, so you can just show out with your pass, just like r, and under this r you can just pass this out empty. Okay, just want to pass your function another function. Here is your generator. Okay, so generator we'll talk about when we complete our modules and packages here. But coming up with math math function here. Okay, so can you tell me how math will work with square root? Hello, hello.
It's a
So
math question.
yeah, it's a math
With square
question.
root,
Can you tell me, yeah, square root, that how you will work
you
with the
could
square root? Yes, formula.
you can do an asterisk and 0.5.
Okay. So instead of that, I will use import math. Okay. Here you can calculate anything like math dot square root and under square root 25 of 5. So what is the square root of 25? I guess it is 5, right? So it comes up with 5. Okay. So what you are using, you are just using inbuilt module and packages, that is a math. This is the your modules. Okay. Package means you are just install your packages install your modules externally through the help of pip install. Okay. So I will tell you how it will work, but first of all understand math. So here there are so many of functions under the math Python. So here you can just directly come with Python docs. There are so many of Python functions where you can work without. Okay. So you don't need to create any kind of function. Just import math and whatever function you want to, you can use it out. Okay. There are so many of function. So here if you want to calculate your print math dot, and there are some. Okay. Under this sum, first of all, sum is only an 4 and 5. Okay, let me check it out with sum. This gives me an integer object is not iterable. Okay, so through the help of sum, you need to iterate something, but it will shows you a sum here. Okay, so okay, 1 second. I need to figure it out this thing because I am forget about sum here. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with the mistake here because integer object is not iterable. I need to check it out and I will send you with the chat in a group. But through the help of maths, you can calculate many numbers like gamma, tan theta, angular, uh, trigonometry, or so many of power and logistic you want to calculate. You can calculate anything through the help of maths here. Even you can check it out with Remando. So there are so many of packages, like if you want to use a sum, so you can just directly write, okay, sum gives you a list. You need to iterate this sum under the list. Okay, that's I'm doing a mistake. So if I will write 2 and 3, this gives me a 5. Okay, so that's I'm doing a mistake here. Okay, so you need to iterate the function of sum through the help of maths. If you are not using a math here, then also it will work because it's a inbuilt package. So if you are using square root, but for advanced calculation, if you don't want to import, you can just directly import maths. Okay, it will not work your inbuilt one. You need to clarify with 23. But for sum, it is an inbuilt function. Okay, you can just directly write your sum. Multiplication here, you can just take it out a multiplication. Factorial, if you want to calculate factorial, you can you don't need to calculate any factorial here. You can just directly put it out a function factorial and import math, print with this, print what you want to calculate here, and cut this, paste it here. And through the help of this, you can just directly ask a factorial number, which is 30, and it will give you a factorial number. Okay, so without putting any kind of syntaxes and statements, you can just put your package name. After package name, import your function and use your function. That's how this packages will work, and this is known as inbuilt functions and inbuilt module. Okay, so what we are doing through the help of inbuilt functions and inbuilt modules, but I didn't give you a external functions. So I will just check it out external functions, how external function will work. For that, you need to install some kind of packages here. But in this inbuilt function, if you have any doubt, please you can ask. Hello.
I have
Pretty
no doubt.
clear.
Okay. So here, what we are going to do with external packages. Not py. For this, first of all, you need to install packages. I am going to install one package. The name is request here. Okay. So through the help of request, I will ask what kind of request we are doing. So before that, you need to understand two things. First of all, pip. Second one is your where is your directory or package, and third one is how we can install it. Okay. So I will check it out. Pip request. So how request will work? There is a library of Python. Okay. Under this library, there are so many of packages. Okay. And different packages have different authors. You can build your own package also, and you can directly deploy in there. Okay. But that should be documented. Okay, like this, how we can request, how we can use a request one. So first of all, when we are using or when we are creating any kind of website, so we need to use a request and response thing. So for that, for requesting any kind of or response any kind of thing, you need a URL, right? So there's a API one, that is get, post and push put delete, that is a REST API. So I am not going into deep but there is some kind of URL. Okay. Like like if I will pass, suppose, see, if I will write speed.net, net, speedtest.net, it's a URL, right? So when I'm requesting this site, it gives me a response, right? Like this, I need to request through the help of Python something, and should gives me an reply that how it will works. Okay, so this request will work like this: request and response. What I am requesting some URL, it will respond some kind of content. Okay, so there is a function, there is a tutorials also, documentation also, and different authors also. There is a community, so you can ask directly. They are maintainers of this request package, so we can install this in our package, in our project, through the help of terminal here. So open your terminal, and in this terminal I will install pip install requests. What question you have, or any questions? uh, okay, so through the help of this Python or pip install request, or Python hyphen m pip install request, copy this, paste it here. Okay, so try to understand three things here. First, assistant in this. So what is assistant? Okay, pip install request. Why it's working like this? One second. I'm using CMD instead of PowerShell. Okay, I'm prefer this. If you want to use PowerShell, you can use. Okay, so pip install requests and enter. You need a good internet connection for this. Okay, because this installed directly through the help of pip, and pip goes under the directory of uh, pypl.org. It's a directory of whole Python packages. Okay, so what pip will do, pip, just when I am giving a command to pip, so pip ask for where is my uh, installation of requests, so it will directly start search into the pypl pypl directory. It's a server directory. Okay, under this, from here it will install directly into your project. Okay, so that's how it will works. Tomorrow I will do this or run this through the help of virtual environment. Okay, so this directly impact, when I install this request, this directly impact into my C drive, but it shouldn't impact on my C drive. Instead of that, it should be directly impact on my local project folder. So it is should not directly impact on my RAM. Okay, so that's why we are using this virtual environment. But we'll see tomorrow this. First of all, how this will work here. So this request installed in my C drive. From the C drive or global drive, I am requesting this to import my request. Okay, so how it will work, let's check it out here. Before that, you understood what is a pip and everything. If you have any doubts, so please you can ask. Hello.
I have no doubt.
No questions.
Okay, So here, if I want to uninstall, I will install.
Okay.
Okay, so here I will write like import, then 1 second, REQ to ESTS1 might be 1 second. Copied this, checking out this is working perfectly or not. It's why it's on this. Install requests. Okay, I should use this Python -m because it's not installed still now. Now it's working perfectly. See, it is working. Okay. Now what you need to do, take a variable response. After response, request dot get or post whatever link you have here. Directly, I will copy this. What I will do, I will open Fig Store API. We'll check it and talk it about this, what is API and everything. But um, requesting this API because it's a GET request. Copy this, paste it out here. Mhm. What's happening? Under the Python, why it's not working? 1 second. Okay, what I will do, Fig stores.api. HTTP is very must. Okay, so with the help of this, you can directly write it out. figstores.com/products. storeapi.com/products, and that's it. Now print whatever status you have. Print response and run this code. Sorry, not in a string. It's a variable, so pass is under the variable. This response 200 because 200 it gives you a status code. Okay, so it's a status code which is 200. So 200 means okay, 404 means not found. So like this, it is founded your URL. So that's how we are working our thing. But for uninstaller packages, we can directly run this command, that is pip uninstall quest. And from tomorrow, we are working with packages. That's it.
So, so why we use like this request and response when we want to open, like when we want to access some sort of API inside Python? That is why it is used.
Yeah,
Okay.
API, not API. You can use, you are just responding and requesting your any kind of URL, or if you want to create your own, so there's a, you need to request something, right? So for requesting something and get response, so that's why we are using request package. Okay. There is so many of
Okay.
packages like NumPy and Pandas that will start with after oops. So that's just an thing. You can use a pip list also. Okay. So there are so many of packages. There are many packages. You can use it out and use in your program. Okay. So this is just an example which I showed you that how this package external packages will work. There are so many of packages like Turtle. You can use Turtle also. So I will show you how Turtle will work. So you can explore Turtle. It's just an this is a turtle, okay, and copy this. Okay, turtle is coming to advanced one. Instead of that, okay, we can use turtle. So use pip install turtle and okay, do one thing. Today's we should end it up. Okay, tomorrow I will show you how other packages work like turtle and everything, so you can just play with that. Okay, and you can know how packages will work. But this is just an you can say that it's just a brief of packages, but we are going to more packages here. Okay, because package functions and classes we are working with under this three only, so don't worry. uh, Tomorrow I will let you know how this goes in advance, but today's time is over, so if you have any doubts so you can ask.
No, I have no doubt.
Good job, Harsh. Thank you so much. We are almost closing in session now. So guys, if you have no question, we can call off the meeting. Thank you, Harsh. You spent over the hour.
Yeah,
I like the way things going. Really good. Everybody is getting and participating. That's a good sign. And we are getting a little bit advanced now. Yeah. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, Sumit.
thank you so
Anybody
much.
want to say anything?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Imran, Aima,
Thank you.
we have another meeting. I just want to call that meeting. Please join me for 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.